Hey, everybody. Let's wait for a few more people to come in. This is Joe from Joe's Shrimp Shack right here. We're going to be talking about Aquashella and everything else, answering some questions and telling some things that are going on there as well. So we'll wait for a few more people to come on in here, and then I'll get an audio check as well as soon as my moderators get here. Set up in my Pokemon office. It's kind of like what I do. So, yeah, let's wait for a couple more people to come on in here, and then we can start right on it. So I know I'm a couple minutes early, so we can kind of wait for that to kind of go. I know everybody's got to get alerted and stop what they're doing to come on over here. So I'll be live streaming on Twitch. So I'm on Twitch right now. I just got the alert on that one. I'm on Twitch. I'm on my YouTube page, and I'm on Facebook at the same time. Hey, Science Gal, how you doing? Hey, Fish and Cantix. So we are sitting in my – this is my project is getting my office all set up. So the camera, I temporarily have my phone because the cord for my camera that I was going to set up is too short to set up. So I got to get that ordered. I got a boom mic coming as well. So, yeah. And I got my DSL camera that I have to hook up as well, too. But this is my home away from home, as per se, at my place here. This is like the little Pokemon room, my little kids love it. Kids come here and they're just like, ooh, wow, look at that stuff. But today we're going to talk about the Aquashella, answer everybody's questions on here. Science Gal, I know you're running the Aquashella Creators one, so if you want to chime in at any time too, you can chime in on any time too, or I can send you a link to. It's whatever you want to do. You can always shoot me a message too. Please, guys, if I'm doing my live, don't try and call in. Don't try and it has a tendency, and some people try and play it as a game where they start calling because it interrupts my live stream when I'm streaming off my camera. Thanks, guys. So one of my moderators in here, how you doing? Hey, Poetic Song, how you doing? So we're gonna get right into it. So we're gonna talk about Aquashella 2022 in Chicago. Actually, technically Schaumburg. It's the Schaumburg Convention Center. I'm leaving next Wednesday to drive out there to start setting up booths. So I will be at a few booths there. I will be at the JBJ booth. I have my Joe's Shrimp Shack booth. I'm going to be helping the Aquashella Creators booth. I have the Aquascape Contest as well. So let's kind of like dig down into it. Science Gal, I'll be looking at messages back and forth, so if you want to do it. So, hey, JL. JL is my other moderator. He's over on Twitch, I see. So I've been having some problems with Twitch is it only saves one recording on there. It used to save a bunch of recordings. Now it's only saving one recording, and I don't know why. Please, I don't want to freaking dig into it right now, JL. Okay, I just, I wanted to do my live stream. So there's the Discord channel. Thank you, Monster Fish Gal. Got it right on there. Appreciate you. There's my Facebook group. Everything right there. All right, so let's get into it. Let me see if I can get this going right here. All right, I think it's this one right there. No, I'm going to do bigger. That one. And that one works right there. Or we can do this one right here. That one works right there, I think. I gotta kind of work it out there. There we go. Let me just go to the screen right there. We go. So this is for the Aquashella Chicago site. So if you just go to aquashella.com and you choose Chicago like I did, it's going to pop up this display right here. So this gives you a lot of good information on here. It shows where the room has actually been placed. It's the Schaumburg Hotel, I do believe. Let's go. Okay, it's kind of funny. There's a separate show going on at the same time. It is called it's on the tip of my tongue. I'll find it in a second. It's at the same Stranger Con. So it's actually for the TV show Stranger Things. They're having it at the same time. They're having some actors, which I can kind of show you on that one. Some people are super hyped up. Some people are like, oh man. This thing shows like a nice little countdown of when it's going to be. And boom, look at this. Aquashella Chicago. Of course, it's 9 days away. Aquashella right here. So Aquashella is an event for all the aquarium hobbyists from the beginner to expert, which is great. So then you start scrolling down. It shows videos from previous Aquashellas and the walkthroughs of what's all happening. There's over 100 premium aquatic vendors and stuff, which I can kind of go on that. Well, let me scroll all the way down first, and I'll go back to the vendors. Okay. Then we got the fish tube. Look at my mug right here. Here's my mug. Gotta have my mug on there. I love it. So we got the autographs, photos, live interviews, and meet and greets. The featured creators that they're going to do. So there's a difference between like being a creator and being a featured creator. So anybody that's a creator applies to go to the show, and they ask certain questions, you know, of them, which there's a few things. Hey, Papa Shrimp, how you doing? But a feature creator has so many viewers. A lot of times they're giving talks there. It's just one of those things where I'm not at that mark yet. I love to be at that mark. So we have Flip Aquatics, the pond guy, Coralfish 12G, and amongst others, Primetime Aquatics, Brian Barczyk, super cool. Brian Barczyk just opened up, or just did the meet and greet down in Florida as well. KG Tropicals, John and Lisa, they're gonna be super awesome there. Dustin's gonna be there. All these people, Brett Raymer, Will Nace, my buddy Will. He'll be there, of course. I talk to him all the time. Serpent Design as well. And then we have the talks. So these are all the people that are going to give the talks. So you can kind of scroll up and down and see who's all giving talks. Oh, yeah, George Farmer's going to give a talk out there too. Love that. All right, now we have different contests out there. We have the USA American Shrimp Contest. That's going to be happening. Judging happens on Saturday. They set up on Friday. Saturday is the judging, and the announcements on Sunday. Flower horn competition, the Creators Challenge, which is the Aquascape contest for the creators, and then we have the Kids Aquascape contest as well. So let me click on these right here. Let me click on this one. So it's actually sponsored by the UNS, Ultimate Nature Systems. Super cool. 3 teams go head-to-head in 3 rounds. Whoescapers will reign supreme, which is super cool. That's all the information they kind of give on that one. The American Shrimp Contest gives more information on that one. If you want to enter the contest, you have until, I think, the Wednesday beforehand to enter the contest. Super cool. Give it an opportunity, guys. Same as the flower horn competition. There's all the information for the flower horn. All right, and then we have the Aquashella Aquascaping Contest, sponsored by Fluval. This is one of the ones that my team, Nature Freaks, is going to be made to the finals. So we'll be aquascaping. We have, I do believe, 5 hours. It's a 4 or 5 hours on Friday, and then on Saturday it's from 12 until 5 for the aquascape, so that people can actually watch this aquascape, which is super cool. I have to talk to the team still and see what we're going to kind of end up doing. Great. So you have what it takes, and then the charity raffles, Aqueon, 1,000 Mermaids. It just kind of goes all the way down. Here's the price for the show if you guys want to attend the show. I highly recommend the VIP weekend just to the fact of it's a whole weekend. You get the wristbands, you do the meet and greet with the YouTubers, you get some donuts and coffee. It's a great concept. It's at the Renaissance Schaumburg Convention Center. Here's a picture of some of the rooms and stuff. I'll tell you this, it's worth it. Now, if anybody's staying I'm staying at the Hilton, which is right down the road. Due to the fact of, you know, when I go with JBJ, there's a lot of people that go with us, and we have a lot of rooms. Also, I do want to let you guys know that at the JBJ booth, let me just go kind of back where I'm going to Aquashella. Here we go. At the JBJ booth, let me just kind of go to my main screen here. Let me just do this. Let me shrink that one up a little bit. All right. So at the JBJ booth, we're happy to announce that we're working. Bob, told you, don't be calling me when I'm doing my live. It's not funny. It's not. It kind of gets it irks me just a little bit. Just the fact of I'm trying to do something for my business, and people think it's funny. So don't. Back to what I was saying is JBJ is happy to be working with Chance Kramer once again for the Chicago show. We worked with him at the Dallas show. He did a lot of aquascaping. So he'll be aquascaping 6 tanks at our booth. And then not only that, we're going to be giving a workshop on Saturday, and we're going to be giving a workshop on Sunday with Chance Kramer. So what's going to happen is we're going to come up with a way that we can pick 4 kids. It's great to have kids. 4 kids can actually work side by side with Chance Kramer, doing some aquascapes, and then be able to take the tanks home as well. I have to go through and see when the best time it is, so we don't interrupt a lot of the speakers. me just kind of go back and see what kind of people are saying. Oh my God, it reminds me of the monitor the other day. I heard the girls chanting JBJ. Yes. So we were actually right next to UNS in Dallas. So when we're in Dallas, when we're in Dallas, we started chanting JBJ. And it was kind of funny. It's kind of annoying for UNS, but that's kind of what we do. We like to promote. We like to have fun. So I'm just going to kind of scroll around and get all caught up and stuff. There's the link for the Aquashella Chicago. If you guys want to click on that, it's super awesome. The sponsor. So there's that one. The sponsor might change for the creator's Scape Off. Okay, so UNS is currently marked as the sponsor for it. That can always change. That's the thing when you have events and stuff. Sponsors can change back and forth. It's kind of up to the sponsor. So usually what happens is when a sponsor previously sponsors an event or a specific thing like a Scape Off, what happens is when they have another one, it's just easier just to transfer it over to the next one, but then it's up to the vendor what they want to go and do and stuff. So thank you very much, Carrie. She will let us know what's going on that one. I greatly appreciate it. I so wish I was going. Yes, Papa Shrimp. Yes. So let's go back to, I kind of want to talk about Chance because it's one of those things where there's a lot of awesome aquascapers out there. And I worked for JBJ, and I know I originally wanted to do the Aquascape for the booths and stuff. But it's hard when I actually have to work the booth and set up different types of booths and have other obligations with the creators, the YouTube, or I'm sorry, the Aquashella creators, Aquascape Contest, my booth, and everything. So this is one of those things where I'm trying to do what's best for me. So for me not pulling out the rest of my hair, which there's some hair up here, it's best that I kind of delegate some stuff out. So Chance is a great aquascaper. I love working with Chance. He does a great job. So what we're going to do is JBJ is going to come up with some kind of post that we're going to end up posting for people on there. I have to work out some fine details on that one. And then Saturday, we're going to have Chance give a live workshop of how to aquascape. We're going to choose 4 lucky kids on Saturday to do it. And then on Sunday, we'll do the same thing as well. And then we have the Aquascape contest, the shrimp contest. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. My booth, the Joe Shrimp Shack booth, is going to be right next to JBJ. I'm bringing 6,500 shrimp. It's driving distance for me. So we're bringing 6,500. Of course, I got more people messaging me and stuff. 6,500 shrimp along with plants and some Shrimp King products. Dennerley will be in attendance there from Germany. Gabby, who normally, if you've ever been to some of the other shows that we've been to, Gabby usually comes out from Germany. So Gabby's going to be coming out, which I greatly appreciate it. Let's go back to this one right here. Yeah, let's do that one right there. Let me go back to it. All right. So we got this right here. Let's look at some of the stuff that's mentioned on here. My TV doesn't have microphones. So let's look at the vendors list. Let's see some of the people that are going. 24 karat goldfish. So I'm going to try and hit on the freshwater people. I used to do saltwater, but the list is kind of long, so I don't want to do this. So we have Aqua FX. They're a RODI system based on Florida. So we got Aqua Life, Iconic Aquascaping, Aquarium Adventure, Aquarium Co-op. Corey will be there. Awesome. There's the charity raffle, Aquatic Arts, Blue Dog Aquatics. Everybody knows he does a lot of reptiles, paludariums. Super cool. BuyPetShrimp.com. There's my buddy, Mr. Eric. Him and I will be sharing a booth together, and it is not popping up. All right, we'll skip and go to the next one. Coralfish 12G, George will be there. Custom Aquariums, Mark and Will Nace will be there. I don't want to share what they're doing at their booth, so I can't really say that. So Flip Aquatics, from what I heard, is not going to have a booth there. I talked to Rob, and he said he just doesn't have a lot of time, and he doesn't want to kind of half-butt it and everything else. So Flip will not be having a booth there. Fritz Aquatics, Dirks, will be there. Fluval will be there. Look at this. Look at this. Does it show up here? There I am. It's a bad picture of me. You see this? That's better. So I will be there at my booth right there, booth 706. I'll bring plants, livestock, and a bunch of other random good stuff there. Cats Aquatic will be there too. Katz does the food for the snails. She will be there. Kessel will be there, which is awesome. Awase, Marks of Excellence. He'll have some other plants there. The Pet World Experience is a good booth too. Look at all these. It goes on and on. Seache, Seacom will be there. I mean, it just goes on. Zen Aqua. Everybody knows Zen Aqua. Zen Aqua does some beautiful booths. I do believe he's up right on the other side of JBJ as well. Let me kind of just see what it is. Saltwater. Let's just go to the JBJ booth. Let's see here. JBJ. Boom. Boom. Look at that. JBJ, dry goods, aquascape, and saltwater brands, freshwater. They will have everything there. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So that's them going to be up there. We got to close that up. Interactive floor plan. Let's go look at the floor plan, guys. Boom. So let's. All right, hold on. I got to make sure it goes pop up there. All right. So as you see, guys, I get phone calls and stuff like this. So, all right, let's go to, but that doesn't show up here. So let me share this one as well. So give me 1 second. Let me share. Let's see, stop screen, and then I'm going to hit share screen. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to share a screen. I'm going to choose a window. This one, yeah. Let's share this one. Timmy, if you're watching, no. All right, so let's blow up this a little bit right here. All right, so this is the entrance right down here. All right, so a few things changed since the last time I looked at it right there. All right, so there's the Aquascaping Contest right here that's sponsored by Fluval, which is super cool. This is going to be, I mean, it's kind of like, scroll back. All right, there's the Ultra Matrix System UNS booth right here. Here's the entrance coming here. So usually what happens is you pay your ticket and you come in here and you go through the aqua crib. And here's the contest stage right here. You walk over here and you kind of keep on going around and around and around and keep on going. And all this is all the blackout, the corals for the saltwater one. This is a lot of the fresh water. So you can see the, Kessel is going to be there. Aquatic Arts is going to be there. Here's the JBJ booth right here. My booth is right here, right next to the fish tube. And then Flip Aquatics has these two, but he's not going to, I don't know what he's going to, I know he's not going to have a booth for sale stuff, which I want to, that's kind of what he told me. Vang Aquatic, which is super cool right here. I'm just going to, right there. He's a store out of Wisconsin. There's Cats Aquatic right over here. Serpent Design, and two, that's Serpent Design, I do believe. Oh, that's Sierra. Sorry, that's Sierra. CJ custom cage and custom aquariums is right there. Love it. So it's pretty cool. I like it. It's Plecos. Who's next to us? Right, Nationwide is on your side. There's that Aquatics and JBJ. Super happy about it. So let me just go back over to this right here. Let me get this right here. All right, so let me just, the sponsor might change for the Creatorscape off. Perfect. I'm just going to get all caught up here. Please hit the like, smash button. Yep. Welcome to Poetic Song. Yes. But yeah, if there's any other questions you have, I will be going out on Wednesday. And then I'll have like a half a day to relax. Thursday goes around and we'll be setting up the JBJ booth. I work really late. And then Eric from BuyPetShrimp.com, he will be showing up at 8:30 with Laszlo. And then I'll have to go pick him up at the airport, bring him all the way back. And then him and I have a lot of work of freshly bagging a bunch of his shrimp for his booth. And then Laszlo will be working my booth. I'm going to be going back and forth. So I'll be working the JBJ booth with Dennerley. And then if people have questions, since I'm literally right across from my booth, they can walk on over. They can ask the questions. I will be bringing shrimp. I will be bringing plants. I will be bringing soil. I'm going to be bringing some pre-set up. No, not pre-set up. Let me say this. 4-gallon JBJ tanks that come with the light, the filtration, the sand, bacteria, everything to get your tank up and running for shrimp, for fish, whatever you want. I'll be doing a special on those as well. super cool. And then whatever I can just bring back to my store. That's what's good about me driving to my store is I can actually go over and just drive back and forth. It's a 5-hour trip. I can't really drive back and forth like, hey, I need to go get this, but I can at least drive there, and anything that's extra, I can actually bring it back. So I will be looking for some specific things at this show for my store. I'm looking for some larger tanks I can do from aquascaping with it. So here's the JBJ website. Thank you very much. So if nobody already knows JBJ, we don't sell to the end consumer. JBJ only sells to retail stores and distributors. That's all we do. So when we go to a show, all we do is we promote. That's all we're doing is promoting. So we're promoting the Dennerley brand. We're promoting these tanks. We're promoting certain things that JBJ brings in as a wholesaler, and then it helps. They team up with other, like we were at Dallas. We were with Pet World. So Pet World will be having the Dennerley 10-gallon tanks at their booth. I do believe he's bringing 8 shrimp tanks, 8 aquascaping tanks, which is 16 tanks total, and that's what's going to be aquascaping with the kids and everything else. So if you want to get those, we're doing a weird special for that as well, which is super cool. But yeah, so let me just do this quick. So there's that right there. Timmy, if you're watching, I need to call you back afterwards, but we need to hash this all out. What's going to happen and stuff. YouTube channel. And here's the Aquashella YouTube channel as well. Thank you. So this is so Aquashella has their own YouTube one. That's where we usually go up on stage when we start talking. So that's their YouTube one, which is super cool. All right, JL. Cool. Yep. All that stuff you messaged me afterwards. It's, but yeah, I'm sorry. It just gets me kind of thrown off because my mind starts thinking about other things that's going on versus like my live. I kind of wired a little bit different here. But yeah, guys. Yeah, I'm here at my store. We're in my YouTube room right here. I can, if you guys want, I can give you a quick little tour of what's going on. Because I don't see any other questions that are happening. So let me give you a quick little tour. I'll take this off, unplug it. Boom. All right. So this is my Pokemon YouTube group. Some people like it. Some people are like, dang, you got an addiction here. It happens. All right. So then we come out in the main floor. This is the JBJ wall. Got my cameras alerting me that there's people in here. So I got decals that will be made on this one. These are going to be some of the tanks that are going to be professionally aquascaped. And they're going to have more on this wall. Right now, this is just the stuff that I'm bringing to the show. I got my sitting couch as well. I got the Dennerley side. The Dennerley. I got my hard goods all right here. Not my hard goods. Some of the filters, and there's all my filters right here. I got a Scapers booth. I'm getting tons of alerts that someone's in my store. I wonder who. Cool. And then we have Nori Vossen. So Nori Vossen has a bunch of her paintings and drawings right here. Of course, I have some on my website. I got my t-shirts. Got a lot of plants. I love my plants, although they're shedding a lot. My little water treatment center. Cash register. I'm loving my store. It's a build out in progress. There's my fishies. All the lights are off. They're all in a timer. My shrimp room. That's where I just have some of the shrimp. So I have my grow outs and my breeding tanks all back here. So I know there's some haters out there that say, oh, all we do is import and stuff. No, man, you got breeding tanks. I got, like, let's see here. You got guppies breeding back here. You got shrimpies. These are all freaking shrimp tanks, all breeders. So don't hold people off. I mean, just because we have a store doesn't mean that we all import everything, guys. Some stuff I just can't keep up with, but for the most part, I like to do my own breeding. But yeah, let me go back in my little cubbyhole office so I don't go over and get alerts off. I love this open wall concept. Love it. Let me put this back up. I know I'm going to start getting more into kind of how Flip had his. this here. There we go. Where Flip had his, where he's kind of laying his out of how he plans his. I think I need to start doing that one. It just, for a format for me, it's because I get easily distracted. Bubbles. I get easily distracted, so I need to maybe probably come up with a layout on everything that's going on, what's happening. Yeah, it's thanks Papa Shrimp. I keep on trying. I try and do like one big project a week and a bunch of smaller projects every single day. Try and help out my friend that's next door too. Right now, like this project I'm doing this week is setting up my office, so I can actually do more recordings. I'm setting up my computer, so I can do better editing, so I can do some more YouTube videos. Yeah, it's a work in progress. That's all I gotta say. So, let me go back over here. Question. Ooh, there it is right here. Question. Do you not have lights over any of those tanks in the back? They look dark. All my tanks are run off timers. So I have a tendency with my planted tanks and stuff. I only run lights for 5 hours a day. That's all I do. That's why my store is only open for 5 hours a day, because I don't want tons of algae in my tank. So every lighting system here, my fish, my plants, my shrimp, my backroom shrimp and everything, they're all on a timer. And the timer turns on like 11:45. And then it runs till 5 o'clock. So it's 5 hours and 15 minutes that the lights go on, which is super cool. It saves me a lot of time for cleaning, versus like me trying to pull out all this algae. So yes, there is. Thanks. That's a good question. There is lights on there. Everybody knows, Alexa runs my store. So Alexa runs my vacuum. Alexa runs my TV. Alexa runs my lights. She runs my tanks. She runs everything. I'm married to Alexa. When I moved to the store, I divorced my first Alexa. She was a super old school, changed her in for someone younger. But yeah, Alexa was she was acting up. I couldn't reset her to the new network since when I came over here, I had new Wi-Fi, so I couldn't change her to the network. So I actually gave it to one of my part-time guys. We like to call him here Milk. He'll be actually at the show. I'll remind that one too. Gave him that for him to reset that one too. So what happens? So the people that are going to the show, super cool. So I have Eric and Laszlo. Laszlo is Eric's employee, but I actually, for the shows and stuff, I hire Laszlo to work my side of the booth. So he works my side of the booth while I'm doing other things, which makes sense. I have Landon and his family, which is Milk. Milk is my 15-year-old part-time employee. He'll be going out there. They're actually doing a convoy on Wednesday there. That was kind of a glitch. We're going to do a convoy on Wednesday to drive out there. I also have a couple more younger people that kind of help out here at the store here and there. I kind of teach them some things. They're going out there as well. So let's see what Papa Shrimp says. I'm still setting up my tanks at the shop, and I have been waiting 4 to 6 weeks before adding shrimp. Is that too long? Nope. The parameters check out good, and I'm really trying to be more patient. Thoughts? Well, Papa Shrimp, I always tell people when you set up tanks, always go at least 30 days before you're putting livestock in. And then how I do, if it's a brand new tank setup with no seeded sponge filter, what I have a tendency to do is I tell people is add a few shrimp in there. So let's say you're doing a 10-gallon tank. 10-gallon tank. I put 10 shrimp in there and I let them sit there for 2 weeks. After that 10 shrimp are sitting in there, the bacteria has been growing. It's used to having, livestock in there and can catch up. Then what I do is I add another 10 more. So now my livestock's at 20. So after that 20, then I wait another week. After that, I start adding 50, 60, 70, 80 of them in there. And it usually stays caught up. Now, if you use a seeded filter, that's how I started a lot of my tanks here. Then I only let it sit for a week. After a week went by, I went over and I started adding some shrimp to it. So I added, I think it was 20 shrimp because they're 20 long tanks. Added 20 shrimp into it. And then after a week on that one, then I started adding more stock in there. So what's good about these tanks is having tanks in the back is I can keep a certain amount out front and then breed in the back and then bring from the back to the front as needed. I can also go over on the Caradina tanks. I did smaller tanks. So like 5-gallon tanks. So what I can do at any given time, I have certain tanks that always sell well. I can start featuring a certain type of shrimp. So let's say yellow King Kongs aren't selling well. I can literally take that tank away set it in back, let them breed, and bring another tank forward that has those features because they're only 5-gallon tanks. So it's super cool. Thank you, Papa Shrimp, for asking that. It was a great question right there. I think I got it all right there. The parameters check good, but I'm really trying to be more patient. Now, good. Let's get back to it. A good seeded tank is it takes longer and stuff, but I think if it's been 4 to 6 weeks, you can add shrimp. I think you'll be safe to say, could you add 500 shrimp without having no deaths? I don't think that's going to happen. I think you're going to have a little bit of deaths if you add 500 shrimp. But I think you would be fine at the 4 to 6 week mark to add some shrimp. I would say at the 4 to 6 week, you can probably put 50 shrimp in there, and let it sit for at least 7 days to make sure that there's enough, the bacteria is grown enough. If that makes sense. I stumble a lot when I'm talking because it's just what I do. Mine are on timers too. I feel like maybe they're on too many hours now. So Poetic, it's a matter of algae. The longer you have your lights on, the longer the plants utilize the CO2 that's in the tank when you start running out of CO2. So it's kind of like the sun coming out and it wakes up the plants and says, hey, wake up, it's time to grow. So they start using the nutrients and they start using the CO2 more because the lights are on. And then what happens when the lights go off, the kind of plants go, I won't necessarily say in a dormant stage, but I'm just going to use the dormant word, in a dormant stage, which CO2 starts building up overnight. So if you start having the lights on for too long without supplementing the CO2 in there, the plants utilize all the CO2 that's in the tank and they start struggling, and hence that's where algae starts taking place. And then all of a sudden, when the lights go off, all of a sudden there's more CO2 that's building up, and that's where the whole entire algae, blackbeard algae, starts taking over really quickly from nutrient imbalances. Now, like, I don't know if a lot of people are fertilizing. I don't fertilize any of my shrimp tanks, but fertilizer does read on the TDS meter. In between the tanks that I fertilize, I do a 50% water change before I fertilize the very next dosage. That is kind of like what we call like a reset on fertilization. So if you have a 10-gallon tank and you only take a gallon out and you fertilize there's still going to be a lot of fertilization that's in there that if you dose again, all of a sudden you have more fertilizer that's in there, then algae can start taking form. I'm just kind of hitting everything because nobody's really asking questions, so I'm just going to. But if you do a 50% water change on the same tank, it takes out enough of the water that had the fertilization in there that the levels will drop far enough that you can put the water back in and then add your fertilization back in there. That's how I do it on my show tanks, and it looks beautiful. All right. During my cycling period, I got green water instead of green walls. How do I switch it to green walls? Green walls does take time. Green water, and I could be incorrect because I don't see pictures and stuff. That is to get rid of the green water. I mean, it's a one-cell living organism. A lot of people that have fish love it, but a lot of times what you need to use, you need to use a UV sterilizer to kill that off. The green walls is you just have the lights on. So on my shrimp tanks over here, the 5-gallon tanks, I have the Phoenix HLCs directly right on top. And what happens, it's too much light, so I start getting the green walls on the side, which sometimes it's fine. A lot of times I'm a very particular person on how I like my tanks to look. So some people like the whole green algae and everything else. I don't. I, as a store, want to have nice, clean tanks. I get tons of compliments on that concept of, God, Joe, why are tanks so clean? Why are they so crystal clear? It's because I make them that way. It's a lot of work, having a fish store. I can't even tell you how many tanks I got. I should do that. Let's do it. Let's do a little fun little thing here. Let's do how many aquariums / tanks, vessels. Let's do that. How many vessels? How many vessels do I have with water in them here at my store? I will actually go over and I will do a small little contest. That's what I'll do. So what I'll do is on this video, I'm gonna actually do a. I think I can do that. I'm gonna do. So stay tuned on this. I'm gonna do a. I do believe I can do this. I can do a survey. Can I do a survey? Can I ask a question on YouTube and have people write comments on there and I choose the person to do it? Or do I, you know what I'm going to do? No. I'm going to do it on my Joe Shrimp Shack group page because it's a lot easier that I can go over and track it that way. I'm going to do it on the Joe Shrimp Shack group page. So can I have my, there it is, the Joe Shrimp Shack. That's JBJ. Let me find my Joe Shrimp Shack one here. Give me 1 second here. I got to find it right here. Monster Fish Gal, Joe Shrimp Instagram, Joe Shrimp Shack on Twitch. We're going to do it right on Facebook. Here it is. Boom. All right, guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to form a question, and I'm going to write it up here right now. Let me just go to it right now. So give me 1 second here. Joe Shrimp Shack. I'm going to form a question. No offense to any guys. I'm going to shrink up all your comments right here. So I'm going to write challenge question of the week. How many vessels, V-E-S-S-E-L-S, I think it is? Yeah, vessels. Currently, I got to word this correctly. Currently, if I can spell right, currently at my store have water. How many vessels currently at my store have water in them? So here's the question I have. I'm gonna have to go first. Oh, I'm sorry. First one correct receives, if I can spell correctly, will win a, I put it in here, boom, $25 gift card. And then I'm going to put, and go. So I'm going to post this challenge question of the week. How many vessels currently at my store have water in them? Is there? I need to make sure that it's or in them. With this for livestock, I got to correct all stuff for live stock. First one correct will win a $25 gift card and go. Okay, perfect. So I actually have it. It's getting launched right now. Boom. Perfect. So let me just, there it is. So there's my Joe Shrimp Shack group page on Facebook and everything. I just asked a question on there. It's going to be for a $25 gift card. I know some people, it's harder for them to go over and do it because they're not here, but I have tanks in back. Nobody knows how many I have back there. So you might have to go back and do this video and stuff. Let me just see this in the hi all. Facebook poll is super easy. Yeah, I just kind of asked the question on mine right there. I should have done a poll. But no, I think on a poll, though, people take votes on there. So versus just like the first one that's on there and stuff. So watch, and I got my auctions that I'm doing and stuff. So it's up on there, guys. Have your question. Please only try to answer. Like, let me just go back there. I gotta put something on there. And go. One answer per person. If I can spell today. Save. I got it all right there. Someone already, ooh, did somebody make a comment? View all comments. So, and yeah, I went over and I changed the thing on my, I got to see how I interact. I got to change how I interact on the page. So how I interact, I like interacting as myself versus as my business page. But of course, I changed the setting in there with this last update, and it's not really. It's interacting as Joe. Let me just do it. Interacting as myself. There, perfect. So perfect. So all right, so that's all up and running right now. Ask your questions. I will actually go over and count them when I'm done with this live, and then I'll have it all written down. Yes. All right, so this now you got to count. Yeah, I know. Now I have to go count. I didn't even know, but it gives me an opportunity to actually count them. So this is currently with water in them, because I have some that do not have water, that just have dry scapes, and I don't want people to think that I'm trying to trick them. So I do have a lot of like rimless aquariums and everything that don't have water. I have a 20 long new substrate, added a bunch of moss, driftwood, and plants from the cycled tanks. How long before adding Caridina? This is a tank at my house, not at the shop. I have a 20 long with new substrate, added a bunch of moss. So plants. Did you use the same sponge filter? That's the biggest thing, Papa Shrimp. Answer my question if you added your filtration, which was seeded and stuff. Underground filtration and a double sponge. Oh, you just did it right there. If it was a seeded sponge filter, I would say within. I'm gonna be honest. People have done it within 6 hours. 100% honest. What I have a tendency to do is I use a chemical called Protobio Startup. Whenever I start a tank, I always crack the vials in there. What happens is there's 4 different vials for it. And I think I have a video on it as well. You use the soil ones, which adds the bacteria in the soils, and then you wait a little bit and you fill it up. You have these 2 extra vials for, it's called Startup, which one starts the cycle, the other one binds with the ammonia, so you get a huge ammonia outbreak on that one. Now the ammonia is still in there; it's just bound with something, so it helps out a little bit. It's been a week. I honestly think, Papa Shrimp, I still want to put shrimp in it. I'm gonna honestly say, if you had stuff that was seeded in there, test for ammonia. Okay, that's the biggest thing, is test for ammonia. I think you'll probably be ready, maybe not to put 500 in there, but at least put some in there so you can actually have the bacteria get used to some of the the poop and the food that's in there. But test for ammonia to make sure. But I think you'd actually be fine right now after a week. Now, I don't normally tell people to put it as a week. Papa Shrimp, you're an experienced shrimper. I know you're 100% experienced, to a point where you used preset or pre-seeded items. And that's, you used a bunch of moss and driftwood and plants from cycle tanks. So that driftwood itself has a lot of porous openings that allows a lot of bacteria to go in there. So I have a feeling that you'll be ready to go, but let's just test for ammonia on that one first. Grams are perfect. I usually already put shrimp in there. Put some shrimp in there. All right. So this weekend I'm also doing, I'm going to continue on my aquascaping special. I have plants coming in on Thursday. So plants are coming in on Thursday. I have to finish my order for next week for the show. But I'm having an aquascape special for all the people that are in Minnesota here. I'll offer it once again. It's where I give out free rimless aquariums. It's a cool little concept that I did when I was part owner at New Wave Aquaria. Last week it was kind of dreary. I'm going to tell you this right now. It was 31 degrees. All right. Just to let you know, anybody that's coming up to Aquashella in Chicago, you better be wearing hoodies and you have a coat, pants, socks, and shoes. It was 31 degrees this morning when I woke up. When I drove, it was 40 degrees. So I know y'all might say, hey, I'm kind of used to it. Chicago and Minnesota have the same, it's 4 hours away, 4.5 hours away. We have the same weather. So I wear shorts to work, but I'm from Minnesota, but I'll tell you this right now. I went outside this morning and I was just like, ooh, excuse me, it's a little bit cold here. So yeah, guys, if you're coming to Aquashella in Chicago, I would definitely wear, I'm going to bring hoodies. I might have a couple extra hoodies and stuff. But I would definitely 100% do that kind of stuff. It's going to be super cold if you're not used to it. If you're in a warmer state, it's like Papa Shrimp. If you were coming up here, I would say bring a hoodie. So just to let you know. So, oops, let me just get this off. Boom. But yeah, guys, I mean, I'm super stoked for it. Every day I'm kind of like packing some more stuff for it. Today's project for Aquashella is I got to get my plant order completely in. I have to talk to Chance to see what plants he needs for the Aquascape on that. I need to send him a list as well, which I just have to basically do it off my laptop. So this is not my laptop right here. I got a base computer and stuff that I'm setting up for here. I'm also kicking around doing a podcast. I know Science Gal, she's a podcaster. I feel like people do a podcast, but I would like to do a podcast and then have other speakers on there on a regular basis and then be able to live stream it as well on here. All right, Joe, what's your RO and DI setup? I've been looking for BRS 5-stage, but I live in Brooklyn Park with around 540 TDS, but their site recommends tap water less than 500 TDS. What do you recommend? All right. So I can actually probably order this for you and save you some money on it as well. So on that one, I would use a 5-stage. And if you want to, if you live in an apartment, I would not worry about a water saver. If you live in a house, I would do a water saver. Mine, I'm actually upping mine up. We have chloramine in our water. I've been talking about this before on different shows. I got my face all cut off right here. We have chloramine in our water, so I'm going to add extra cartridges on there. So I run a 1 micron sediment filter. I run 2 micron 1 carbon filters that are made for chloramine. And then currently I run the DI, the mixed bed DI. That's what I currently have. Now my DI is getting depleted after probably like 30 or 40 gallons due to the fact of the water here is super bad. So what I did is I bought, I had sponsored 2 extra DI cartridges. So I'm going to run a 3-stage pro cartridge. So I'm going to run the cation, the anion, and the mixed bed. So what the cation does is the cation, I do believe, drops the pH down a little bit on there to allow the anion to start taking out the chloramine. So when you buy a mixed bed DI, it's actually has cation and anion automatically in there. So by me going over and separating them, I won't use as much cation versus the anion. So I can just use that one, and then of course I'll have the mixed bed to catch anything extra on there. I think you would be fine at a 5-stage, and how I'd run it is micron, 2 carbons, 1 DI. And then what happens is if you find out that you're getting depleted, we can always add extra cartridges onto it or before it, and it works out really well. So, but if you want to get something, just let me know. Swing at the store, and I can go through everything of what I think, and I can show you how mine is all set up. Anybody else that wants to get an RODI system and stuff, hey, I can have them ship it directly to you guys as well. It works out great. They always kind of refer people to me for their fresh water. It got down to 61 degrees yesterday here in Dallas. First time this year. Woo! 61 degrees. That is our high. So that is our high right now in Minnesota, is 61 degrees. So I love it. I love cold weather. Now, Poetic, I love you guys a lot. But when I went down there, y'all killed me. Y'all killed me with that 110 degrees. 110 degrees. I mean, I was losing weight and everything, but I'll tell you this right now. That 110 degrees made me lose more weight. No, I'm just lying. I came back. I gained 2 extra pounds. I'm still on my diet. It's working great. Freaking do that intermediate fasting. Lost roughly about 30 pounds. But I want to thank everybody that welcomed me down in Dallas at the last show and brought stuff for me. Chicago, I'm going there. I think this is going to be the last main show that JBJ does for it. I will also be giving a talk in November at the Eastern Iowa Aquatic Association of how to breed shrimp and a bunch of other questions. I know they wanted me to talk about what's all new coming in the hobby. I just didn't have a lot of time to prepare a PowerPoint presentation for that. It's just, I want to be presented right. So, yeah, come on by. If you need to come later than my hours and stuff, just get a hold of me. Anybody else that's in Minnesota, if my hours don't work for you, all you have to do is message. I usually am staying here later anyways. The reason why I used to have my store open till 7 o'clock at night, and then I found out after the first year, my traffic was not that much at the store, and I was just sitting around here. So you moved here for a reason. Oh, you despise the cold? No. I love the cold. Here's the Instagram one. Thank you. And you know what? I want to give a big thanks to both my moderators. I got Monster Fish Gal and I got JL. They do a lot of like work, and I appreciate them to a T. And I may not say it enough to it, but I appreciate you guys. That there's no tomorrow. We got to figure out something to thank you guys. But yeah, thank you guys. There's the Discord channel on there as well. Here's me on here. If you guys haven't been on Twitch. Twitch is pretty cool. They use it for gaming and stuff, but a lot more businesses are going on Twitch. And here, of course, is the Facebook page for the question. So let's see if anybody has asked any or made any comments on there about how many tanks I actually have. So refreshing it. We got a couple. We have Nicole and Daniel. I don't even know. I'm going to have to look. So I'm super. I don't even know. I will say this though. 32, you're so off. So what I'm gonna do, I'll allow you to go over. So I want people to get somewhat close. I guarantee there's over 50. Guarantee there's over 50. I'm just gonna help you guys out. I guarantee there's over 50. Yeah. 100%. So I think this is gonna be kind of fun and stuff, and I'll do a $25 gift card. Maybe I might even spice it up with some. I like this. Maybe every week I'll come up with a weird kind of contest and everything else. I kind of like it. So who knows? But yeah, here's my lunch, guys. Pistachios, protein. God, I love it. So, but yeah, I'll be at Aquashella. I'll be right next to. I'll be on the main the main strip, you want to call it, the main aisle, right next to JBJ. I will be bringing about 5,600 shrimp. So I'm going to be bringing all the neocardinas. I'm going to bring some caridina. I'm going to bring all the neocardinas I have, which I had a list. So I'm going to be bringing PFRs, Fire Reds, Blue Dreams, lower grade Blue Dreams, Green Jades, high green Jades, low green Jades, Golden Backs, Sunkiss, orange Rillies, yellow Rillies, some carbon Rillies, painted black, Amanos, PRLs, Super Tigers, Black Pintos, Crepidamanes moss, bunch of other moss. I got a lot of stuff I got to bring. That Milk, if you're watching, Milk, you better show up on Tuesday and help me pack up some stuff. Yes, I am judging the shrimp contest as well. So this is what I'll be doing at Aquashella. Thank you, Papa Shrimp, for asking. My main job is to be there for the JBJ booth and a host for Dennerley, and kind of like an in-between guy with Chance and JBJ and Dennerley. Everybody knows I work for JBJ as a wholesaler. I'm also working with Dennerley as well. JBJ brings in the Dennerley products, but I'm kind of working with trying to be their spokesman for Dennerley. That's why I went to Germany. There's certain things that entails. It takes some time. I need to sit down with Peter and talk more about this. And then I'll have my booth directly right across. I'm going to do this right here. I can just show you guys. All right, here. Let me just go up here. Boom. All right. So if we look at right here, so JBJ is right here. So my booth is right here. So I'm going to directly take up, this is a 20 by 10 booth. I'm going to take up a 10 by 10 section right here. So I'm going to have a booth kind of go like down here and across here and have some back ones here. Then I'm going to have some aquariums here. So I'm going to have plants on one side, shrimp and hard goods on the other side, a bunch of tanks on this side. And it's just kind of like what I end up doing. It's what I do. And then I have the Fluval final Aquascape contest. Since I made it to the finals, I talked to both of my teammates individually about what they want to go do. Now we need to work as a group chat to go in there. There's a lot of great aquascapers out there. They haven't really announced the judges, but I think George Farmer is going to be a judge on that. The shrimp contest, I will be a judge for it. JBJ and Dennerley also sponsor the American Shrimp Contest. So I'll be a judge for that. So I'll be doing that Saturday morning. And then I have the Aquashella Creators booth that I have to do that as well. And then Monster Fish Gal, I don't know. I didn't know. Let me see. Monster. Am I? Not Monster Fish Gal. Science Gal. I don't know if she's still in here or not. Am I still doing the creators Aquascape? I need to kind of plan stuff out. So I need to know what's all in detail, what I need to do for you guys, so I can just put it on a spreadsheet for me. Yeah. So, but guys, if you're going to show up there, cool. Come see me. Also, anybody that's going, this is my challenge. I want you guys to do this, and I'll show you what I'm doing. Fishy Biz Aquatics is deathly afraid of clowns. Deathly afraid. Now, I'm not saying sneak up to them and scare them. I'm saying be at a distance, but I bought mine. I got the old Pennywise. So I'm bringing the old Pennywise mask. He already knows. I already went on his live and I showed him. But I told him also that I let everybody else know to do it. So if you guys got a clown mask, you want to get a clown mask and kind of have some fun, what I would like to happen is if you do this, if you want to do this, I want to get the footage. So I want to see the footage of you, like, maybe not like walking up to him, but at least going over a distance and then show his reaction for it. And I'll compile a video. I think that'll be super cool. You guys got to do it. You got to do it. We were talking about it on his live on, I think it was Monday. Monday or Sunday, one of those days. And he, it was funny. So I like to have a little bit of fun, guys. So, but yeah, I think with that, I think my time is getting close to being done. If there's no other questions, if you guys have questions, shoot me the questions quick. And I'm going to just check on this one, see if anybody changed their voting on the tank. And I will make the announcement probably next week on it. I lied. I picked 74. Way to go. Way to change it up. I love that. Lori guessed 80. Let me just see my things right here. One more answer. 102, 74, and 80 so far. So we'll let it go for a whole entire week, but I'm going to go do my counting. So this is as of like right now. I'm not going to set up more tanks. It's as of right now. It's there. Yeah. It's not mean. It's funny. Well, okay, it can be mean, but the thing is it would be mean if I didn't let him know, and then I did it to purposely scare him. Thing is, I let him know twice now. Okay, I also showed him the mask that I got, and he was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna beat you." Then he's just like, "Oh yeah, it's gonna be kind of funny if you get footage and everything else." So, and I did say, "Hey, I did let my viewers know that they should get this and do this," and I told them not to jump up on you, stay arm lengths away, and just kind of like have fun with it, but not to a point where we're super annoying. Where if he starts, I mean, you guys got to know your you know when to say when. You know, if he starts like getting upset, stop, 100% stop. I'm not condoning a bullying tactic or anything else like that. I'm just saying, you know, hey, I'm not gonna like. I'm just gonna kind of go at a distance and kind of like stare at him, and then wait till I get his reaction, and then I'm gonna stop. And maybe later on I might do it again. I don't know. It depends on how he does it. I don't want people to go over and like freak out and you know terrorize Fishy Biz. You know, Drew's a cool guy, man. So, but it's gonna be kind of fun. So it's not mean. But yeah, 100% guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna kind of go over and get some stuff done in my store. I love you all. I hope you guys have a shrimptastic day. Next Wednesday, I will be driving, so I can actually drive and kind of do a live if you guys want me to, or you're just gonna have to wait till I'm there and stuff. So love you guys. Have a shrimptastic day, and we'll talk at you later.